right, welcome everybody. Episode 3 of Behind the Lines, Four Counties, I won't say new podcast because we're 3 episodes old now, but we've made it 3 episodes, so that's a terrific thing.
Awesome.
As always, I'm John Turner, your host, manager of public relations, our CEO, Brian Clark, always with me.
Glad to be here, John.
And the man that makes it all work, David Kilpatrick, our manager of IT. You can't see him. He prefers it that way, but he's the guy that makes us look good, or as good as we can look, right?
Yeah.
So we got a lot of stuff to talk about as always today. We're going to talk a little bit about safety and especially harvest safety with our safety guy, Joe Miller. We are going to talk a little bit about trust and the trust that our members have in us and how we know about that and how we feel about that. And that's a great thing.
Yes, sir.
And then, of course, what else? Broadband, that's right. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about broadband. First of all, let's talk about the vote that we've got going. Sure. I know that Watkins, Ward, and Stafford are still compiling the numbers, but everything looks really good, right?
Yeah. I want to do a shout out a little bit. Thank you to the board and the membership for the response and the resolution for the article change. Remember, the article change we proposed to the membership was changing the headquarter location in the articles years ago, back in the 30s. The article said our headquarter office was in Starkville when actually it's been in Lowndes County. We just wanted to clean that up a little bit. We already felt like our articles were clean enough to get in the broadband business. We just wanted to clean the language up a little bit. So I want to just remind everybody why we did the article request change. We had a good turnout, John. About 4,600 members voted on it, with about 90% saying yes, go do what you need to do. So thank you all for that change. We're having a special board meeting coming up on September the 9th.
That's right.
For the board to look at their proxies, see how they want to vote those, and to make the votes official.
And so we'll be streaming that as a live meeting of the members on
sir.
September 9th, and I think that's at 12:30?
I think it's at 10.
10 o'clock. So 10 a.m. September 9th, and you can see that on Facebook or YouTube. You can stream it live.
And John's going to be our cameraman. So
that's right. So I'll be working hard on that. So good things happening there. Let's talk a little bit about the pilot programs that we're going to be doing. We don't have a lot of details yet because that happened really fast.
Yes.
But we did get some good news. We had gotten awarded about $5.5 million from the state, but we've added to that. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I do. Again, I want to thank all the legislatures for the bill passage they did to make this CARES grant money available to fulfill the broadband need in our territories across the state. We initially asked for $6 million, and we were granted about $5.4 million in the first grant. And there was a second round with a little bit of money left over from the state, and the state turned around and gave us a little over $500,000 on the second round, which put us whole at $6 million. Now, this first project, Four County is shooting for a little over $13 million on this first project. And we're looking at parts of Clay County, parts of Noxubee County, and parts of Choctaw County, which are the most underserved and unserved areas in our footprint of 9 counties.
And that's exactly what this whole bringing broadband was designed to do. When you talk about what the needs were, it was getting reliable, high-speed broadband to people who don't have access to it. And so this Mississippi CARES money is really going to be going towards that.
Yes, and look, I'm excited about it. I am. We're doing walkouts right now. Our engineers and stakers have done an excellent job of looking at our system to see what we need to do next. So shout out to them. Thank y'all for what you do. I think we're going to change the lives of all these people. I've talked to multiple people that have been working in this industry for years, and they are fired up saying, you just don't know the impact you're going to make on these people's lives. So I'm excited, John. Let's do it.
Yeah, well, we're ready, and that timeline with that grant money means we're going to have to be hitting the ground hard and fast. So, look out. Here it comes. That's right. And as we get the details on who it's going to affect exactly and what the pricing is and all that, we will be rolling that out. So, and that should be decided hopefully here soon.
Yeah, I would like to say, though, if you're a member and you're not in this first pilot project area, just hang on.
That's right. This is hopefully the first step to bigger and better things, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, great. So anything else? What's next with what we're going to do? We're going to tally the votes with Watkins, Ward, and Stafford. So kind of walk us through the next couple steps, if you would.
Sure. Let's back up just a little bit so everybody knows we're being as transparent as possible. We mailed the article changes to all the members that we have, right at 38,000 members. So everybody had a chance to vote. And we had those ballots go directly to Watkins, Ward, and Stafford, the accounting firm. So our hands aren't on it. They're doing the ballot tabulation. The tabulation's not official yet. They haven't finalized their work. We should have that Friday.
That's right.
So they're going to give that report to the board with a proof of mailing of how many they mailed out, and the board can make it official at that board meeting.
All right, great. So we're very excited. Things are going along exactly as they had. Got some money from the state,
Amen.
Hitting the ground running. Everything's good. All right, so that's kind of our update on broadband. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk to our manager of safety, Joe Miller, talk about harvest safety and some other issues, especially with Laura slamming Louisiana and Texas this morning. It's a good time to talk about storm safety, and yes, we're praying and thinking about them, and hopefully it won't be bad enough to have to send some guys down there, but we're ready to go if we need to.
Yeah, we got bags packed in case we need to.
So, all right, well, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Thank you, John.
The rush to harvest can reap grim results, like electrocution. Failure to use proper safety precautions results in many unnecessary farm accidents and deaths each year. Remember, pay attention to power lines when setting up and moving farm equipment, such as cotton pickers or combines. It only takes a split second for an injury or death to occur, and it only takes a split second to look up and live. An important safety message from 4 County Electric Power Association.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Joined now by our Director of Safety, Joe Miller. And, Joe, we're going to talk about harvest danger.
We are. Dangers in harvest and farming equipment. As we know, the season is coming to start gathering your crops, and, you know, your combines and grain augers and such as that is sometimes a lot larger than regular tractors, taller, and you have to be mindful of power lines, especially at the end of your fields, maybe where you're turning around or loading out or that type. Those dangers are there. Power lines sometimes exist, but they're hidden, and you have to stay very mindful of the dangers there and what could happen. I mean, what does it cost to gather your crops if you have an injury or death involving a power line? So you have to be real careful. Just a few things to keep in mind if you do come in contact with a power line. First thing you need to do is, if you have a phone of some sort, call 911 or 4 County, the local provider there, and try to do all you can to stay in the piece of equipment. If you have to exit the equipment, then be sure that you open your door completely and look around for any downed power lines that may exist. If so, you need to clear yourself from that equipment by jumping. You don't need to touch the ground and equipment at the same time. If the equipment was to be energized, that could cause major problems to you and the equipment. So jump clear, and we use step potential that could be in the ground. So if you do clear yourself of that vehicle, as crazy as it sounds, you're better off to hop away, and that would be like 30 feet. So it'd probably take you 33 steps to hop away. If you do clear yourself in that situation, never go back to that piece of equipment or vehicle to try to re-enter. Maybe you think the power was out or nothing happened to me getting off, so I can go back and try to clear it. Don't do that. Wait for us, 4 County, to get there, or some emergency responder that knows something about power lines.
But the best thing to do is stay in the vehicle unless there's imminent danger of fire.
Absolutely.
Right? Because
best thing to do is stay in if you can.
Call 911. And this is not just a vehicle. This is a tractor. This is a truck. If you come in contact with a line, if you must get out, follow those guidelines. But we recommend staying in.
Yes.
We recommend staying in, absolutely.
And you think, well, what are the chances that I'm going to be in a vehicle that's going to have a down power line? But it happens more than you think. We average 40-plus vehicle versus pole accidents a year.
Nobody sets out to do it. You don't wake up in the morning and think you're going to hit a power pole or power line. till you're in that situation.
That's right. And there is a possibility that you'll find yourself in that. So, again, if it's down, don't think it's dead.
Right. You can never assume that a line on the ground is de-energized.
So that's something to be aware of. And of course, just take it slow, I guess, when you're out there harvesting. When you're out there doing anything, especially when you're working above, at a high level on a ladder or, in a truck, in a dump truck, working, there's a lot of construction going on. There are a lot of things that get you up above that normal plane of travel. And it's just good to just take it slow and be aware, right? What do we say?
Look up and live.
That's
Absolutely.
Right. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. Joe, another thing that we touched on a minute ago, it's starting to be storm season. And, of course, we're starting to, get into our season of outages with a lot of thunderstorms and whatnot. Yeah. It's a good time to kind of think about safety in that respect, too, right?
It is, absolutely. A lot of people nowadays has backup generators. The main threat to our linemen as working outages and storm situations is improper connections of generators. They can pose a backfeed on the power lines that is unseen, and that can cause great danger or even death. So if you do have a generator, you need to know how to install that properly where you won't get a backfeed on our power lines.
That's right. And what Joe's referencing is the fact that you might be running a generator hooked up to your house or a portion of your house during a storm. And we're out there working on an outage, and as far as we're concerned, the line is dead, but your generator could actually send electricity back onto those lines.
Absolutely.
And cause serious danger to our linemen.
And it could cause the line on the ground to become energized. So it could be danger to the public as well.
That's right. So I think what we would like, if you have a generator out there hooked up to your house, it's not a big deal. Usually, if you just let us know, we can mark it on our map so that we're aware of potential issues like that, and we can take our precautions as well.
Absolutely.
So we're praying for the folks in Louisiana and Texas, hoping that some of that stuff doesn't make its way up here as the storm goes north and then looks like it's going to track east at some point. But let's talk about the deal that we have as cooperatives when there's trouble somewhere else. I think I saw before we came in here, there's over 500,000 people in Louisiana and Texas without power. A lot of those are served by cooperatives. We'll send guys if they need it. Talk a little bit about how that works.
Sure. I'll start off, Joe, and you jump in. Basically, the way it works is first we want to make sure our membership in our area doesn't have significant damage, because obviously we don't want to send our crews out to help other people when we have home damage, right, we need to address. If we're clear of the storm, then we're willing to help other co-ops, and that's a love and a bond beyond co-ops across the whole country, and it's called mutual aid. Co-ops are not for profit, remember that. And it's not cost effective to insure poles and wires, and we can't afford to have somebody standing at every pole year round to protect that pole. So when a major catastrophe hits, like we had in Katrina 15 years ago this week, like Laura this week, you will see co-ops and other electric contractors across the state traveling on interstates to get to where the damage is to help each other out and get power back on as quick as possible. Joe, you want to add anything to that?
Sure. It's all the co-ops working together. I mean, there will come a time when Full County will need help, and it's very appreciative to Full County and to our members that we receive that help. So we always need to be willing to help our brother in need, and it's a love-hate deal, because I mean you want our guys to go help, but then you're concerned about their safety as well. So it's a lot behind the scenes that goes on to make this happen.
That's right.
It's never a good time either, because our crews are busy right now trying to maintain our system and upgrade old wire. But as weird as it sounds, I'd always much rather send our guys to go help somebody else than to have to ask for help.
That's right. And I think one thing that we can really be proud of is that when our guys go, almost 100% when they come back, we get such feedback from the places that they've been, from the members of those co-ops that they've helped, from the co-ops themselves, about our work ethic, our abilities. It's very proud when you send our guys and they come back and the people say, look, we've never had service like those guys. Not talking down about the people that they've gone to help, but we have a reputation.
Yeah, we have some talented, top-notch employees. We really do.
And it's our job to keep them safe. It's especially Joe's job to keep them safe, and we do a really good job with that. Joe, talk a little bit before we get done. Just talk really briefly about some of the things that you do in your job to keep our guys safe.
The biggest thing is training. We train extensively each and every day, whether it's in the field, in the classroom. Training is the key. You have to teach these guys what it takes to do what we do and build the power lines and do it in a safe manner. So that would be the main thing, is the training. And we have that in such a variety of areas, from videos to hands-on.
Yeah, we've actually built a
training
facility out there that's used by people all over the state.
It is, and we train on that quite often. And they go through a apprenticeship program that takes them 5-6 years to become a journeyman lineman. And even then, that's just the beginning for the electric lineman.
That's right, because safety isn't something that you talk about once and then you forget. It has to be top of mind every single day, right?
Every day, absolutely. So every day.
We have tried to develop a culture of safety and try to make sure that we maintain it, that we live it and breathe it. And I think we do a terrific job, and it's testament to folks like you, Joe. So thank you very much.
Well, it's a testament to all employees here at Fort County.
So, all right. Well, that kind of sums up. Oh, I did want to mention one more thing. I know that right now we're not doing a lot of live gatherings, but we do have what we call a hotline demo team. And Joe, you kind of oversee that. Talk about what the hotline demo team does.
We go out, or when we could, go out to schools and emergency workers, county workers, just whoever's interested, and teach them just the basics of power line safety.
That's right. So we do a demonstration. It's about 20 minutes long, and they show just how dangerous it is to work with high voltage power, and what the problems are there, and and talk a little bit about the equipment that's on the poles. It's a very informative, sometimes a little scary. Yep. Gets kind of noisy, but it's a very informative, very important show that we do. And when we start getting back to normal, Joe and his team are available. You can email him at millerj@fortcounty.org, or you can call 1-800-431-1544 and ask for Joe Miller, and we'll be happy to schedule a hotline demo for your group. And
Absolutely.
It's open to everybody.
Absolutely.
Schools, civic organizations, rescue workers, first responders,
yes.
Whoever would like to see that and understand what happens when you're working with power, we're happy. We'll have trailer will travel.
Absolutely.
So, if you hadn't seen it, it's an eye-opener. It really is. Y'all do a good job, Joe.
That's right. And that hot dogs and bears, beware. But thank you, Joe, for joining us. We're going to take a quick break and come back and kind of wrap things up. All right.
Our members overwhelmingly say that 4 County Electric Power is a name they can always trust. That trust isn't something you can buy. It has to be earned with respect, dependability, sincerity, honesty, integrity, and service. This Labor Day, we say thank you to the men and women of 4 County who earn our members' trust each and every day. We are proud of them and proud to serve our member owners.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're about to wrap things up, but first of all, want to talk about something that I think is really important.
Sure.
We just saw that salute to labor. It's something we do every year. It's a good time to salute the folks that make up Fort County and that serve our members. But we're talking about something a little different this year. We're talking about the trust that our members have in us, and that's an important thing, Brian.
Yeah, it is. Fort County and all the employees take great pride in serving our members. If you could see our employees when they go restore power to somebody, it's just heartwarming to see how happy they make people when they provide that service. And historically, Fort County, in my opinion, and hopefully everybody else's, is that it's a brand you can trust. Our customers trust us, our members trust us, And we want to keep that. So much so that one of our new logos is honesty, integrity, and service. And we just want to apply that to all that we do and continue to just take the high road every time we have an issue.
That's right. And, I think one of the things in the years that I've been working here, I appreciate is the fact that, look, we know we're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes.
That's right.
There are things that are going to happen out there that are going to make people unhappy. But I guarantee you that we do everything in our power to make that right if something like that happens.
That's right.
It's because we care. And that's really one of the cool things about working here is the amount of passion that people bring to their jobs every day, no matter what it is that you're doing, whether you're a lineman, whether you're working inside, you're an accountant. People want to get things right. People want to serve the member, and they want to do the right thing. And it's a really cool environment to be a part of.
All the way from the top. I mean, even in the boardroom, you can sense from the board members that they genuinely are here and care about the membership. There's many times that the board makes decisions that are tough, and they've done a great job of keeping focused on the membership. And it trickles all the way down to the most newly hired employee. We've hired 2 young men this past week, and they both work somewhere else, and you can tell that they appreciate what Ford County offers them and their family. And I fully expect they'll be here 30 or 40 years just because of the culture we've set. It's hard to beat working at Ford County. It's a family atmosphere. We take care of employees. We take care of members. And we want to continue doing that.
That's right. It's a place that you want to be a part of. And one of the things that we know, we don't just say that folks trust us. We do surveying. We talk to our members. Yes. We get feedback. And when they tell us that we are somebody that they trust, that's important. And we know that's how they feel. And we try to live up to that trust every single day. In fact, one of the things that we're doing to live up to that trust is trying to protect members from COVID. So we're still battling with that.
Well, John, you and your group have done member surveys, had a third party do it, and I think we've scored the highest we've ever scored on it.
That's right. We had an 89, our ACSI, American Consumer Service Index, and that's a 89 out of 100. And I think the average across all industries is somewhere, above 50, 60.
Yes. Man, that's great.
And we're almost at 90, and that speaks a lot of our people and our members and the partnership that we have.
Thank you, John.
So very, very proud of that. But doing good with COVID, trying to keep, the members safe. Lobbies are still closed.
Yeah.
Hasn't created too much of an issue. We're handling stuff. It looks like we've been able to transfer a lot of stuff either to the drive-through window or online or by phone.
Yeah, just remember, if you're a member, which everybody listening to this probably is, you can do just about anything you need to do online without having to come into the office. And remember, we are an essential business. We have to provide a service that it'd be hard for us to live without the service we offer. So we're still working every day, 7 days a week.
That's right. Taking our precautions. We are masking up, but observing social distancing in here. So we've taken the mask off, and mostly because it's probably hard to hear us talk with masks on.
Yeah.
So we're trying
especially me with my accent.
Trying to do the right thing always. I think that's about all that we have for this week. I did want to mention one other thing. The 3rd year in a row that we are sponsoring the teacher essay contest with WCBI and several other businesses around the service territory. But if you are a teacher or know a teacher, they can write an essay and submit it online. They can go to our website and see how to do that. But the winning essay will win $500 from us.
They really need it this year, don't they?
They sure do. So it'll go for helping the classroom, and we've really enjoyed the last couple of years going to meet the winners and going to their classroom and seeing the passion that they bring to their jobs.
Thank y'all for what you do.
And supporting education is one of the things that we do here on a daily basis, and especially through our foundation, which has given away multiple thousands of dollars to schools for technology and classroom help and instructional help, and something that we're very proud of. So if you do know a teacher or you are a teacher, remember that deadline is September 12th. Go ahead and submit an essay online, and maybe you'll get the $500 for your classroom. So I think that's all that we've got for this month. Anything else you want to add?
Thank you, John. Thank you, David, and God bless y'all.